Hello and welcome to USTS, the Ultimate Sports Training Show. I'll be your host today for the show, Bob Lemire. I had a special guest, Reiki practitioner, it was going to come in today, and they couldn't make it. They're under the weather. All right, so I was coming anyway to my Taekwondo show across the hall, and I says, well, I'm going to do a half-hour show, not Reiki, but acupressure, reflexology, whatever they want to call it, for sports. If anyone who has any idea what acupressure is about, or if you don't, it's more or less like acupuncture, but without the needles. I never did acupuncture. Very intrigued with it, but I'm not a guy who really loves needles, and I don't think too many people do. But people go, oh, big tough guy, scared of this little needle, and you can't even feel it. But I figured acupressure, probably better for me. And whether it does the same or not, it's pretty close. Same meridian, same pressure points that you want to put on your body. So I gave it a shot a couple of years ago, and unbelievable. And I'm a skeptic until all of a sudden you prove me wrong or you prove me right. Once I started, because being in the martial arts, from the age of 15, so over 50 years training, and any sport. I love sports. So your body takes a beating. And anyone who's into sports with any intensity cannot get away from injuries. And if someone's been doing things for 20 years, 50 years, say, I never get injured, they're telling you, or they're lying to you. You will get injured, or you're not playing through any intensity. To play, and you see the greatest athletes in the world, football, basketball, anything, they're hurt. And people go, why does he get hurt? Because he's intense, and he's playing his heart out, and he's playing the sport that he loves. So what happens is once you do get injured, or there's pain, people go for the medication, or they go to the doctors, and whether they get a shot. And I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm not a doctor, and I'm going to say this right now. I'm not a doctor. And I'm not an expert at acupressure. So anything I say is what I do, my personal opinion. But as I say, I've done it for a while. It's unbelievable on how your body will help you alleviate pain without drugs. All right? Drugs are necessary, very necessary for most people, a lot of people. Doctors, they prescribe. A lot of them aren't. And the side effects, anyone who knows side effects of certain drugs, they'll always say it on TV. All these drugs that they're trying to sell on TV, and they'll go at the end. They'll go so fast you can't hear them, and side effects may be blah 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 blah, and at the end, and maybe cause death. Well, death is one kind of a side effect. I really don't feel like anything else, and never mind that. You have kidney failures, you have liver problems, you have this and that, but my knee don't hurt anymore. So you had a knee that hurt, or an ankle, or a muscle. So you take these medications every day. Wow, my leg feels great. Yeah, but my liver's shot. Right? Or your kidney's shot. So you really have to watch it. And I have been going to chiropractor for at least 45, 50 years. I started a long time ago for my back. And there's another, that's ancient medicine, reflexology and acupuncture. Chinese started this thing, or has been working on this for 3,000 years. So when I say they've been practicing and they kind of figure that, it's not like, if you touch here, this part of your body is going to feel better. No, they've practiced with millions of people, and when most of the people react in the same way, maybe it works. So I'm going to go over a couple of things, especially it would be great to show your children this, and it can't hurt you. And it's pressure points, especially your hands. I do a couple of shows like this, but I know if I say you had to touch the back of your leg or your feet, no one's doing that. But if you do your hands or your arm, because I can do right now as I'm talking to you, I can do pressure points. I'm doing them right now. I do pressure points on all my hand. What that does, and pardon me for the technical or medical terms or whatever, when you start rubbing or putting pressure on certain parts of your body, it affects other parts of your body. And what happens is it doesn't just go, if I hit this point, it goes down to my knee. It goes through your brain, and it's the parasympathetic nervous system or whatever they call it. It hits your pituitary gland and whatever. There's a whole science. It's a whole doctor thing about it. And I'm not a doctor. I'm not a scientist. But that's how it works. And I'll tell you, there's a unbelievable doctor who's on TikTok and YouTube, and Dr. Mendel. Mandelle, I think is how you spell it. He's phenomenal, and I've been watching him for years. And he's the reason I says I got to do one of those shows for the local people. And if you could teach your children acupressure, they're going to grow up and they're going to use this and study it a little. You're going to save yourself a lot of money on medication. And what it does is when I put pressure, and the first one I'm going to tell you is, which just blew me away, and that's why I really got involved with it. I've had a meniscus problem, early on, and they fixed it, but the knee's always sore. And if I do a heavy workout, if I walk a lot for work, and if I walk 5, 6, 7 miles a day sometimes, because that's, I can barely bend my knee. And I go home at night, and just bending my knees, sitting down watching the television, it hurts. And when I touch this pressure point, and I'm going to, and on Spotify or anybody on podcast, you can't see this, but I'm going to try to, let you know where it is, just by describing the area. And if you're watching on YouTube or DATV, I'm going to show you. Take your elbow, all right, bend your arm. All right, just bend your arm, touch your elbow. The crease that you see there between your arm, your bicep, and there's a crease there. Put right below that. Press your thumb into that. Right. So if my left knee, which my left knee has the problem, if I press this spot, all right, probably about half an inch all around, and do a massage, within 30 seconds, all right, there's no more pain in that knee. Within 30 seconds. And if I keep pressing it, the pain's gone for hours. All right, I can do this while I work. I can do this, and I'm doing it right now. I can do. You're food shopping, and you're walking around. You press certain areas because you feel, and the pain will go away. All right. Sometimes you have to search around, do your homework, and that's just one for the knee. There's a few I'm going to go over for your knees. Most people with sports sport, baseball, football, basketball, taekwondo, that involves you moving around with those knees take a beating. And whether you twist them or not, over the years, whether it's arthritis or grinding them down, and it's just, you've always been in good shape, but your joints, they took a beating over the years. And I don't mind telling my age. I'm going to be 69 this year. So next year I'll be 70. People tell me, wow, you got energy. You're moving around like a young guy in your 30s. Well, I feel like I'm 30, and I've always taken care of myself. And now with this pressure points, now it's even better because I don't have to go for that. And I won't say any specific, drug or pain reliever. I don't want to hurt their name or a commercial, but I stay away. Where I used to love it because there was no more pain. I'd work out as much as I want. And the problem with that is you feel good, but you don't know what it's doing to your body, your liver, because there are side effects. And a lot of people say, well, I don't have this. You don't know until it's too late. All right. That liver's not going to let you know until that liver's hurting and what you did to it, or your kidneys. And never mind your stomach. Sometimes your stomach takes a beating with that. You get ulcers, and and this is with medication. So the number one that got me going is, again, those on Spotify and those who can't see. Bend your elbow, bend your arm, right, and touch your elbow. All right, go right up between your elbow and where the crease is in your arm when you bend your arm, and press that point. And if you have any knee problems, if your left knee hurts, you press your right elbow. If your right knee hurts, you press your left elbow. Now, people say, if they ask me, why is that? I have no idea. It's the way your brain works. Your left side and your right side of your brain work on different parts of your body, and that's just the way it is. It's the way nature is. And I don't even know if science has figured this out. It just works. And you say, well, how did they figure it out? So down the road, 3,000 years ago, these smart people said, you know what? My knee hurts, and every time I touch this part of my body, my knee don't hurt anymore for some reason. Then they must have said, well, everything else must work that way, and it does. So that's one. And I'm going on the knees now because this is a sports program, and you could do any part of your body. It's just different pressure points. Another one for your knees is you touch your wrist, open your hand, you touch your wrist, you go down about 3 inches and you massage the middle. You're going to feel like an indentation, all right? And it's a massage, right? Massage that right there. And when I say massage, press your thumb into it, your finger, all right, for about a minute, all right? Then move down another couple inches and do it again. Move down another couple inches and do it again. That's about 3 minutes, 4 minutes of you doing this exercise, and you're going to feel your knee. As I'm doing it now, I can feel my knee feeling a little better. And it's just phenomenal. Some people say, well, it's all in your mind. Well, good. If it's all in my mind, that's even better, all right? Because my mind has control over the pain in my body, all right? They say placebos, sugar pills. Well, we gave them sugar pills, and they felt just as good as the real medication. What does that tell you? All right, 1,000,000 people or 1,000 people, half of them were medication, half of them not. They all have the same results. It's your mind who can control the pain in your body also. I'm not saying everything. Some people have legit major problems, all right? But even try this if you have to take medication, and maybe you can ease up a little on the medication on any part of your body. Now you say the hand. That's why I say the hands are the easiest. And I've got it right here on my phone. All the it's your whole body. Your right and your left hand. All the parts on your body you can touch with your hand. That's just one. To start touching other parts of your body, it'll also help your knees and it's just the way it is. It's the way parasympathetic, whatever they call it, goes up into your brain, works around your brain, and goes down to that part, and it does its thing. So I was at a meeting, all right, probably about 2 months ago. Big meeting at work, the whole plant, everybody in the cafeteria, and they talked for an hour. The president on how the company's doing or whatever. So I said, all right, if I'm going to sit here for an hour out in the stands and watching whatever, I'm gonna do my whole hand, all right? I'm going to do my whole hand, and I'm going to do pressure point in every part of my hand, both hands. So I'm sitting there, and he's going, and it's very interesting. We want to know how the company's going to do. And I'm sitting there, and I'm going crazy, and no one even knows I'm doing it because I'm just putting a little pressure on my hand, all over my hand. Within 20 minutes, maybe 15 minutes, my eyes, all right? I started getting tired. And saying, wow, what's going on with me? I forgot that I was doing pressure points. And another 10 minutes go by, and it was like, whoa. It was like I took a relaxating drug. All of a sudden, I noticed I'm doing this. I got to stop this. I had to stop it before I completely fall asleep. And what pressure points do, especially in your hands, I'm going to start getting into that, they relax your body to a point where you can fall asleep. So as you're watching TV at night, all right, and Google pressure points on your hand, all right, you're going to get thousands. YouTube, anything. You're going to get all kinds of stuff, and you find out the one you want. Your neck bothers you, find out pressure points for the neck, all right? Pressure points for your ankles, pressure for everything, all right? And it's all in the hand also, but it's other parts of your body. And I'm just going with the hands today. When you're watching TV, all right, this is without even doing any research. Watching TV at night, stop massaging your knuckles, all right? And when I say each knuckle for about a minute, You're watching TV anyway. What are you doing, right? You're hanging there, right? And say, let me see if I can make my body tired before bed, or let me see if I can make my body feel better. Everybody wants to feel better. So do all your knuckles, all right? When I say knuckles, on your fingers, all right, your hand knuckles, your fingers, the tips of your fingers, and massage them really good, all right? Massage them really good. Your thumb, make sure you get your thumb really good. The tips of your fingers, massage the tips, press hard, especially on your thumb, all right? And that's one Mendel, that was good for the knees also. And when I say good for the knees, it's probably working down your back also. So your back is, things are happening where your body's doing something good. Your brain's making sure these signals are going out, and whether it's making your blood flow, it's a whole science. But press your thumb, all right, with the other hand, all right, your thumb and your finger. Press it for about a minute, all right, on the nail. Press the tip of your thumb, all right. Then go on the side of your thumb with your other hand and press. Press nice and hard too. It's gonna hurt a little, but press for a minute. Do the other hand. You should feel things. You should feel things, and try to feel the senses. You're going to say, "Well, I do feel a little something." Then you are. If you're going into this with negative, you're going to say, "Oh, yeah, that's." But if you really want, everyone has a part of their body that hurts. If you really want to try to alleviate some of the symptoms, do a little homework. All right. I can't get too far into it now because it's really intricate, but. You massage all your hand, your baby finger, all right, your baby finger, all the way down from the tip of your baby finger down on the side here, all right, of your hand, say your knife hand, all right. Massage. Take your fingers and press in hard right on. That is supposed to work your whole spinal column, all right, from sciatic pain to mid skeletal, all the way up for your neck, and if you just massage that for a minute, you should feel some relief. People who aren't used, they're saying, "Oh, it's acupuncture. I don't believe into that." Well, they don't have to, but they believe into that pill that they're taking, and good luck. Eventually that's not going to work, or it's going to, the side effects. Side effects of this, probably, I don't think there are side effects of this, because your body loves to be massaged. So if your back bothers you, all right, take your other hand and go put it right over the back of your hand. One hand over the back, all right. Then where your thumb and your index finger, all right, that little web inside there, all right, massage that also. That's supposed to be your whole spinal column, all right. And if you massage up and down, give it a minute, maybe 2 minutes. Why not? Right? You're gonna feel a little pain if you give it enough pressure, but that pressure, all right. See, I'm pressing hard. That pressure is going up to your brain, going right down to certain parts of your body. Great thing is you can Google anything in maybe 30 seconds, which people think is a long time. You get the answer. All right. So how do I fix a sciatic problem with acupressure for myself? Bang, thousands. You're gonna get thousands. Back in the day, we had to go to the library. You had to drive to the library. You had to go look it up. By the time you were done, it was an hour to find the one book that you might be lucky if you could find. Now, anything you want to know is on this phone. It's probably going to be the end of us, but when it comes to medicine, and this Dr. Mendel, look him up. I've been watching him, and he's just not just acupressure, but everything to feel good, how to relax. When you do a lot of acupressure on your hands, you're going to sleep like a baby if you do it right before you go to bed. You will. I guarantee it. And it goes all the way up in your arms, and there's acupressure in the back of your neck. There's acupressure on your whole body. So I mean, I can do pressure on my kneecap, and it's going to affect somewhere else. All right. So and I'm not going to get into that. But the great thing is, as we talk here, I took I took a picture of all the points just on the hands, right and left, more or less to the same. the right and the left. It's just the opposite, and it tells you what you'll get. Now, if the tips of our fingers equals alleviating pain for the head, the brain, and the sinuses. And if you have sinus problems, and there's a whole world on that, especially if you watch Dr. Mendel. If you have sinus problems, and most people do in the winter, because you're inside and the dust and pollen, or the dust and whatever's inside, mold in the houses, and outside now there's pollen. A lot of people have sinus problems. Do some of these acupressures around your hands, and you pinch your fingers. What it does is it goes up into your brain, stimulates what it has to, and goes into certain spots. Why? Who knows? I don't know. It's just the way our body works. They call them meridians, and it's like a map, a road map from one area to another. And this picture that I just took a photograph of it, brought it in here. Every part of your body can be massaged or can be acupressured just by looking at this picture and going, oh, there's where the hips are, right? A lot of people have hip problems. And as I said, well, I had my hip replaced. It's not replacing doctors or medical science. It's not replacing that. But it's been around so long that if we have these occasional, especially if you play a lot of sports and you're young and you're strong, you're going to have these occasional and occasional every day. I would hardly ever go home at night in Taekwondo, training for an hour to 2 hours, 3 hours sometimes, sparring. I would never go home without hurting. Sometimes you'd shake, it hurt so much because you trained so hard for a tournament or whatever. And I never did acupressure or acupuncture. And as I say, teach an old dog new tricks. It's taken me, until I'm like 65 down the road to start checking it out. And as I say, once I found out what it did to my knee, all right, my whole knee with the meniscus that I had taken out, and how easily I can alleviate. Now, you teach this to your children. If all of a sudden you say, this does work, teach it to your children. Especially a lot of children are into sports, all right? And they're going to get hurt. They're going to twist. Their muscles are going to get sore. Just the training, your muscles are going to get sore. Your joints are going to be sore from overexerting. I had a guest last week, and marathon runner, and he's just, if you're a marathon runner, boy, the things you do to your body, all right, to train, the 100 miles a week. Think about it. Asked him if he did acupressure or anything. No, I don't. And I say to myself, none of us older people, it wasn't taught. And if it was, very few did it or even believed in it. Massage therapy was probably the same thing, because that, if you think about it, is kind of like an acupressure, acupuncture. You're digging into, someone, a real good masseuse is digging into your muscles, all right? And by doing that, it's stimulating the brain, it's stimulating the juices that'll flow through your body, all right? And it's a healing, there's a healing power there, all right? Try it out. And even if you're not hurting, or you just feel uncomfortable, say, my stomach bothers me today. Check it out. Acupressure for your stomach. And do it. And say, wow, this works. Once you do that, and I'm OCD. When something works, I go crazy. And I can't get enough of it. So I tell everybody, you got to do this. Oh, my back's been hurting me. It's probably always going to something wrong with it. But let's try to alleviate the pain, whether it's chiropractic or whether it's acupressure, acupuncture. I'm not sure if acupuncture and acupressure are exactly the same, but I think the points are the same. And they're meridians, they call them. One leads to another. And as I say, if I can do something at home and it's almost the same, then I'm going to do that. I'm going to save myself a lot of time and money. But if you're going to someone who does acupuncture and it's working, probably is working, everyone who goes tells me, oh, it's unbelievable, I love it. It just alleviated all the pain. And I just think of needles, and not that they're needles, they're little pins or whatever, and it's like a little pinch, but I figured maybe not. I'll use my acupressure, and I hope you enjoyed this show. It's only a half-hour show, as I say. I had a Reiki. I had someone from Reiki, a practitioner, who was coming in today. They couldn't make it. Just found out. So I says, I'm still doing a show, and I'll do acupuncture, excuse me. Because Reiki I've had experience with Reiki years ago. Gene Fitzpatrick, he's out in Nashville. I think he's still there. And no one could help me with my hip. I had, from Taekwondo, jumping around, spinning around, falling, and my hip was hurting me for months. I still trained. I still did whatever I did, but I was in pain. Someone talked me into going to this guy. He did a little, I'm pretty sure it was Reiki. Whatever he did, I laid down. He had his hand over my head, over my body, whatever he was doing. He says, all right, get up after about 10, 15 minutes. He says, all right, how you feel? I says, wow. I said, my hip don't hurt me anymore. And he goes, I know that. It's not. That's what I do. And I'm picking up my leg, way up, and trying to throw a kick over my head. And he goes, "What are you doing?" I go, "I'm trying to find the pain. The pain's gone." He told me that he had Bruins and major sports figures in his office, and he had one Bruin. He worked on his back. Or his shoulder, maybe his shoulder, because these big bad Bruins, and they get checked into the corners. Good, your shoulder's taking a hit, and all of a sudden he worked on him, and he left. Whoever the Bruin was, all of a sudden he heard a commotion in the hallway, and he went out in the hallway, and there's the Bruin on the rug doing push-ups, and he's watching him, and after about 10, 15, 20, 30, I don't know, he goes, "What are you doing?" And he goes, "I haven't been able to do a push-up in 5 months, 6 months." He goes, "There's no pain." So, and I understood what he meant, because, and from that time on, my wife is a white Reiki practitioner. I know a lot of people that do Reiki now, and chiropractors, the great chiropractor. They save your life, these chiropractors, and they realign your spine. All right, so you have major problems with your back. A lot of people want nothing to do with it, but again, I've had my spine aligned many times by different chiropractors, and there's a lot of them in the area, and they're all good. All right, sometimes there's a waiting time to get into there, get it fixed. But check it out. If you have any problems, try to look out. Check it out of the box. Google stuff. Do your own homework. It's your body, and medication's good. All right, but not all the time. All right, and if you can stay away from it, that's great. And even the doctors, a lot of doctors, if you can stay away from it, good. But when you have the pain, you need it, then you need it. But now you try some acupressure. If that can be second to it, wow, maybe you can calm down a little with the medication. All right. And so I hope you enjoyed this show. As I say, it's only a half hour. If you want to catch this on YouTube, Grandmaster Bob Lemire, USTS, the Ultimate Sports and Training Show. It's on YouTube. It's on trakettv.org. It's on all Spotify's, any podcasts. Most podcasts will carry it. And Merrimack Valley Public Radio carries our show also. So it's kind of easy to find the show. I'm trying to bring people in the area when I do have guests that, even if it's children, their experiences in their sports, and let people know what everyone's thinking, whether you're a youngster, in gymnastics at the age of 10 and 11, like my granddaughter, or you're in your 70s and 80s and you're still trying to keep it together. Keeping it real, like they say, and just try to get people out there and let them enjoy their experiences with the rest of their neighbors around the area. So, hope you enjoyed the show. Till next time, have fun and train hard.